experience that an entrepreneur has when they walk in the door of a VC firm, that it shouldn't be women in the more service roles and men in, it shouldn't feel like you're walking into Mad Men when you walk into a VC firm, basically. I work with female founders who have had venture capitalists put their hands on their knee during a presentation. And that's the small stuff. I worked with someone who set up a fake meeting to try and lure someone else I worked with to a hotel room. It's not easy to do a great job at your job when you're not feeling like you belong.
I think last year with everything crazy that happened last year, it felt like it was different, that there were actually consequences. I mean, it's not the first time a woman has come forward to report something in tech, but this time there were actual consequences. Firms falling apart, CEOs, asked to leave.
It really, though, is doing the work. It's not, sending an email here or there, sending a tweet here or there. All those things are important, but it is, what is happening that's incredibly powerful is that we're all spending time on this, hours every single day, and it's at midnight and it's over the weekends, and it sort of feels a little bit like the passion around it the way it felt when I started a company. It just feels like the important work that is related to our jobs, but comes from a really deeply, authentic place.
7 to 9% of VCs are women today. That stat gets fuzzy depending on who reports it. We want to make it, 50 ideally, but we want to get that up the curve. That's not fuzzy. That means finding the seats and filling them with really highly qualified women and then helping them succeed at those jobs.
For me, one of the biggest things is changing the number of women across all levels in the industry, but really ultimately growing the number of women who are decision makers, who are check writers, who sit on boards and lead deals as general partners.
In my role, what I've been working on is, in 2018, how we can find actual venture partners, general partners being placed into firms this year who are women. And I actually see a lot of movement there. There are firms that are actively interviewing women. There are women who are interested in these jobs and highly, highly qualified. And as we have dinner with these women and talk to them about what are the right questions to ask, how to think about the process, how to interview, I gain a lot of hope that there's going to be change even this year, and we're already starting to see it.
We're seeing a lot of firms recognize that there's a problem, recognize they need diversity, hire women, but that's not alone enough. The biggest thing you need to make sure is that those women are getting access to deal flow, those women are getting access to mentorship, and those women are getting the opportunities to be successful on those platforms. And that is where I think the more experienced female investors can help play that role, can help be those guiding, those guiding lights for them, and hopefully help it so they get to avoid some of the pitfalls that we all had in our careers.
I think this is a movement rather than a moment, because we have never seen an industry so self-aware of its need to change. And so I don't think this is a flash in the pan. I don't think anyone's doing anything more for optics. I think that the data is too concrete that shows that diversity is directly correlated to positive company results, as well as on the flip side, ignoring diversity, ignoring culture has potential to be a downfall of an entire company.
The success is going to be that this is no longer called a boys' club. It's a club for anybody who's interested in innovation, anyone who wants technology to drive change through an industry. I think success is having an industry that's diverse, collaborative, and fair, when anyone with a great idea and a good work ethic can be successful.